Hi, welcome to Minicab Lifeline. We always bring you the news that no one does, and we always tell you about your exam format and exam tips that help you getting ready for your exams. So today we are going to talk about another changes that TfL has made, and that doesn't go along with what they have said previously as well. If you look at the TfL website and their exam format, this clearly shows that the exams start with multiple choice and then goes on to comprehension and then goes into fill in the blanks. And there were a certain amount of questions people are getting. However, now they have made a change unannounced again. Now people are getting, previously we have already told you that now in the exams, fill in the blanks comes first. Now they have gone to the next level and they have got 25 fill in the blanks coming in the exam, meaning out of 36, 25 your questions will be fill in the blanks. Some of the students have said they've got 18, but the recent one has 25. So we have updated all our mock tests, and I'm going to take you through one of them as well today, as well as I will be explaining the grammar rules to in terms of how to complete the fill in the blanks, so that will help you. And we did not make wholesale changes to our mock test, but all the mock tests now start with fill in the blanks number one, and we're forced. It's more than a year now. This 15 mock test was enough for anyone to get ready for their exams, but now we are forced because of the number of the fill in the blanks increasing, and that the way they're asking the question has also changed. So we are reviewing everything, and by the end of this week or early next week, our mock test should go up by 25 minimum, and then our fill in the blanks also should increase as well. Also, when you get a lot of people are not attending their exam after that announcement been made by TfL when they issued the TPH notice on the beginning of this year, where they said they were making amendments where questions proved to be confusing for a large number of drivers, and a lot of people are under the impression that they don't have to do SERU assessment. Please, I'm telling you, you have to pass SERU assessment. TfL has made it very clear. Everyone has to pass SERU assessment, and these amendments and adjustments, they are making it more harder and more difficult for people. For example, this fill in the blanks is part of your SERU assessment because as part of your B1 English speaking language, you don't do reading and writing test anymore. But now it is derived from the SERU assessment. Now the way they are conducting it, as if it has become a English test now, not the intended purpose of it having a safety, equality, and regulatory requirements that apply to the drivers for them to develop an appropriate understanding for that. That's not the case anymore. So it's really strange what TfL is doing, but the way they're doing it is, isn't it? Now, so before we take you through the exam, a very good piece of advice for you is that please don't just read the handbook and go to your exam hall. A lot of people fail this way, okay? Because the questions are not simple. It's not a copy paste questions anymore. They go around and they paraphrase and changed as well. And now I have seen some mock tests, and I don't normally make comments about others, but please, wherever you get your mock tests and practice, make sure they follow the current exam format. It's so important. There's no true and false questions. There is no single word fill in the blanks as well in the exams anymore. It's phrases now been taken away. One or two, three words been taken away from each gaps. So make sure that you get that. If you want to purchase our one, we are one of the best one in the market at the moment, and as well as we are the lowest price. We're providing the lowest price as well. This can be purchased instantly from our website and accessed and used as well. And also we are thinking about giving out some free mock test to people to try out, which should be available at some point today or tomorrow. Okay, let's move on then. The most latest format, I'm not going to show you one with the 25, but we're going to go with the one with 18. So we continue attempt, and if you're using a phone, it's good to take it into the landscape mode sideways, and If you're using Android, it's better to use Google Chrome and turn the, what do you call it, desktop mode on to access it. Okay, let's start then. So 36 question, 42 minutes. In exam, they will give you 48 minutes. I give you 42, so you can be ready. So you are trained to answer the question even way before your time. So let's start then fast. So the first one is, if your sorry, if your passenger, if your passenger. So if you look at only this part of the sentence, both are correct. If your passengers, you could have more than one, you could have a one passenger only as well. But if you look at the following part of the sentence, then this will tell you which is singular or plural. So if your passenger is, this is telling me we are talking about one passenger here, not more than one. If it was are, then you'd have used passengers. Get rid of that. You should, you should. So it's a big middle of the sentence, nothing to think about. It must be small, it cannot be capital. Call the emergency service or services because there is more than one emergency service. It doesn't specify which one you are calling. On 999 immediately. Moving on. Now beginning of the sentence is a blank, so it has to be a capital. It has to start with a capital. So we have two phrases here. One is if you get, another one is if you get. So if you get, you is a second person. After that you cannot have s with the verb. So this can be get rid of, and this is the correct one. If you get into the back seat of seat, you risk making your passenger uncomfortable, and your actions maybe your action maybe. So this cannot be correct because middle of the sentence it is not a noun, so it cannot be capital. Your actions may be misunderstood or considered inappropriate. Not both are grammatically correct, but it will be inappropriate. This is something not usually you can do when you have a customer on the back seat, and you can not just simply jump on the back seat of your car. If you are not picking up or dropping off, drop off, which one is correct? So obviously the formation of the sentence before and after, and or are will remain the same. Okay, so because this is picking up, it has to be dropping off, and this is because effect of this are here. And after are, we always have the verb with ing or ed, means in the past form. A passenger. So remember, we're talking about a passenger. If you're not picking up or dropping off a passenger, you must get or you may get a PCN if you wait somewhere where there are. So obviously it cannot be confirmed that you are 100% getting a PCN. You may get it or you may not get it. So this is the correct one. Grammatically both correct, but meaning wise this is the one you need to pick. PCN if you wait somewhere where there are restrictions. So obviously as I've said before, because of this are, this will become plural now. Restrictions, where there are restrictions. Again, the beginning of the sentence, no type, and there is only one phrase with capital, so this is the one. No type of sexual behavior between you and a passenger is ever acceptable. Accepted. It is ever acceptable, even if both of you, even both of, okay, so let's get rid of this. Both of you agree to it. Is agree to it. This is something you both have agreed, then it is not still not allowed to be done. If both of you agree to it. Now, again, beginning of the sentence, and there's two. If TfL do, if TfL does. TfL is a third person singular number, so does. This is the correct one. Investigate a complaint that relates to you. We will. Provided, provide. After will, shall, may, might, can, could. Can, could is the verb will be always in the present form normally. Okay, so we will provide you with the details of the complaints and ask for your comments. Ask for your comments. If there is an article here, this a, each, every, or whatever that's indicating towards singular, then it would have been comment, not comments. Again, beginning of the sentence, and if the, so now only one, so this is the one. If the passenger is unconscious, extremely unwell, or seems to be injured, let's get rid of this. If the passenger injured, then or in a or in an. So this will tell me which one I should use. This is a vowel A, E, I, O, U, and before that it always has to be an. So or in an emergency situation, there is no one else to help them. Call the emergency services on 999 and stay with them until the services. So it is emergency services here because you have called. So again, the services arrived. Okay, the services arrived. So it could be more than one service. It could be police, ambulance, fire, whatever. Yeah. So these services to follow. Don't get confused. If you put service arrive, but this arrived will make it wrong as well. So services arrive. Now you should tell TfL immediately, lately, in between medical examination. If any changes to the medical examination, you have to tell TfL immediately. So both grammatically correct, but this is the appropriate one. You need to tell TfL immediately if between medical examination or examinations. So obviously between medical examination, you need to understand they're talking about two medical examinations here. So in between medical examinations, if you develop a new medical condition that might affect, that may affect. So this affecting is having an impact on something. So this is the correct one. And affect means that something has been affected already, if that makes sense. So that may affect your ability to drive. Before starting any journey, you should make sure you have a clear view through the windscreen. So this is you should. It's not a choice. You must. You have to do it. Clear view through the windscreen and windows. Again, obviously, what I have said before, the rules of and or, it doesn't apply here because you have one windscreen in front and then you have multiple windows on the side. So it's windows of your vehicle and that no devices or signage. No devices or signage reduce or obstruct your view. You must have a full or has a full. Obviously, you cannot get confused here because has a full has got a capital here and this makes it incorrect because it's not a noun. Have a full, and this have is used here as a verb that you must have, you hold one. So you must have a full DVLA, etc. license, European area, European economic area. So again, just go with it. It's a name. European economic area is a name of a continent. Name of an area. European economic area is whole thing is a noun. And also you can look at the formation of the other ones like Northern Ireland and etc. that tells you all will be capital area. State driver license, that is at least 3 years, 3 year. So this is incorrect because it's saying 3 years because of the number 3 here. It has to be written as plural. Okay, number 10 is talk to the older or etc. Talk direct or directly. Talk directly to the older or disabled people who has been disabled already. And this disabled means something else, unfunctional person, rather than to the person with them if they are. This are will determine travels. As we said before, after M is are, the verb will normally will be ing or ed in the past form. Beginning of sentence, reduce the risk of violence, get away from the aggressive person. So let's see, if you cannot get to your, is one or the other. So if get to your reduce the risk does not make sense. So if you cannot reduce the risk of violence, etc. situation, consider using a lone worker device and get to your. So again, this is not the beginning of a sentence, so it has to be this one. So get to your vehicle when possible if an incident happens while you are away from your vehicle. If an incident happens while you are away from your vehicle. Operator must report to the police any complaints that involve possible crimes so that they should be investigated. Which one are you going to use? Both of them are grammatically correct. There should be, there can be. So there can be is the one that has been used in the handbook. Can be investigated. Operator must keep details of the complaint. It's a requirements from TfL. May keep is also grammatically correct. Of all complaints made to them, that has been already made. That been already made, already done. Okay. If a serious complaint is made against you, and if there are a number of, so this a number is telling me is more than one. Don't get confused between because of this a, and don't go for a singular here. Because of the a number is a number of meanings and more, and this r is the word determining factor here, that it is going to be plural. A number of complaints, or there are appears to be a pattern of poor behavior and all the ways to improve your behavior. This is a very confusing one, and you can easily get deceived here. Has been, have been, or has been. If you look at this one, you get confused and you might put has been. But trust me, if you put has been, it is wrong, because this one is determined by here. All the ways have been. All the ways have been. All the ways have been to improve your behavior. So this all the ways have been plural. This because of this more than one. This is have been, but have been tried but have failed. If TfL may have to suspend or revoke your license. It's talking about one license, one person's license. It's talking about one person. Okay, so your license. Okay, number 14. Beginning of the sentence. You must not, you may not. So again, easy one. You must not, and this is an obligation marked with a white yellow line. Again, easy is two mistakes. A yellow line, one with S, one with capital Y, so both wrong. So this is the one. On red routes, you cannot stop at bus stops. Cannot stop with bus stops marked with a white red line. Marked with a white red line. Okay, stops marked with a white red line. This marking has already been made. Now again, beginning of the sentence. Tire must be, and tire must be, tires must be, and tire may be. So obviously, beginning of the sentence, it's tire must be. Tire must be, it has to be. It's again a requirement, legal requirement, correct size, speed, and weight rating for the make and model. Not models. Again, it's not a noun. Model of your vehicle. And let's get rid of this one as well. And again, beginning of the sentence, you should make sure all wheel nuts. Then again, this is the one, not you may, you should. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Number 16 now. If your engine is running or are run. If it is are, then it has to be with an ing, means a continuous tense. Yeah. If your engine is running, and are running is not correct. While you are, again there is an are, it will determine. While you are parked, and as we have said, is are, am is are. After that, you will always have the verb will be with ed, means in the past form, or it will be with ing. But here, the parking will not apply because you are already parked. It's telling about a situation that has already been happened, and conditional situation. Or waiting. Now this R is again determining that waiting bit though. You are polluting the environment, and this can be illegal in a private, on a public road. Yeah, on a public road. This can be illegal on a public road. Waiting, or you are polluting the environment. Let me say, while you are parked. Yes, that's good. 17. Again, beginning of the sentence is a gap, and let's see, there is only one with capital. If there are waiting or parking restrictions, so if there is cannot be correct because there are, it's more than one. This restriction is telling me it has to be an R, and also this is not a capital. So this two makes me determine that this is the correct phrase. Restriction, you cannot, you can stop for longer than, so you cannot is telling you that something you cannot do. Grammatically both right though. For the passenger to get into vehicle is needed. You cannot stop for longer than is needed. This longer is talking about this longer than is needed, is referring to that one. Give cyclists room. Keep a safe distance. Yeah, keep a safe distance from the cyclists, and don't try to overtake them when there is not enough space. There is not enough space. It's not saying that spaces. If they're saying spaces, I would have, there are not, I would have used. So there is not enough space. Give as much space as you would for another car. So it's talking about one more car, another car. So this is the 18, fill in the blanks. So remember, you could have 25 as well. So get yourself ready for that. Let's go to multiple choice. Your operator must give you the booking details such as what? The passenger wedding anniversary, no. The passenger name, pickup point, and the destination. Rest of the two are incorrect. You can pause and see if you can answer the question yourself. What TfL might do if passenger contacted them in case they are not satisfied with the way the operator has dealt with their complaint. Always carry out its own investigation. Carry out its own investigation. Never carry out. There will not always. They may carry out the investigation, their own investigation. In regard to driving and parking, which one of the following a PHB driver need to remember? So be careful with this one, with the boxes. Yeah, these are the ones you need to answer more than one question, sometimes two, sometimes three, and it will specify on top, yeah, until they change their system. Unless they change their system, select two answer is asking me to. PHB drivers are not allowed to park where drop off or collect passenger on a taxi rank. This we know correct. PHBs are allowed to drive in bus lanes. PHBs are not allowed to use or park on electric taxi charge point. PHP are not allowed because of that is not been taken away. This is incorrect. What should you do if passenger is visually impaired and ask you to guide them to the vehicle? Stand by the person's side and take hold of their arm with elbow. This is something as someone told me came in the exam. Let them take hold of your arm elbow by standing by the person's side so they can be guided. This is the correct one. You don't touch people and you don't pull or push people in any direction. What can you do if you are in any doubt any doubt about a booking from an operator? Ask the operator license number and check their details using the TfL's online checker tool. Call the TfL for advice, call the police. Now this is the one, so you take the license number and check them if they're legit or not. In regard to safer driving, as a PHB driver, what are you expected to be fully aware of and obey? The opening and closing times of a late night vendors, maybe for taxis, not for you. The rules of the road as explained in the highway code. This is the one, the train timetable you don't need to know. In regards to supporting disabled and older passenger, which ones of the following are correct? Select two answers again and boxes. Facing them when talking so they can see your lips moving as you speak. One, never be ready to give disabled. Now you should always be ready to give disabled and older passengers some help. Speaking loudly and clearly if they have problems hearing you. So, get this too. Because of what all children, persons under the age of 18 are vulnerable to harm and abuse. Their age, height, faith, because of their age. Number 27. To protect you as a driver, you should discuss with your operator how they can help protect you from what? The possibility of aggressive or violent behavior by a passenger, the possibility of passenger giving you a tip, the possibility of aggressive or violent behavior by your neighbor. Now this is the one passenger. Tip they should not stop you from getting. If TfL investigates a complaint that relates to you, you will be given the details and asked to make comment. What should you do? Respond to the complaint and any other necessary inquiries made as soon as possible. This is the correct one, I know. Take time now. You should do not respond. These are the both you should not do. You should respond. Otherwise, your decision might go against you. Which of the following is correct in regard to bus lanes? You cannot pick up or drop a passenger in most bus lanes. A PHB is a taxi, so no, a PHB is not a taxi. You can pick up or drop a passenger in most bus lanes, even though you're not allowed to drive in them. A lot of people don't know it. Bus lanes, you can almost all bus lanes you can pick up and drop off. Children are less able to protect themselves and are dependent on adults. This makes them vulnerable to what? Children are never dependent. They are being exploited or abused, being free from harm. Now, being exploited or abused. So this is happened because of their age. Which of the following is true if the PHB license discs are missing, have been badly damaged, or their appearance have been spoiled in any way? You cannot use a vehicle private hire purposes. You can rent out your PHB. You can use a vehicle for private. So you cannot use. This is the correct answer. Without the disc, unless you are exempt, you cannot use it. In which manner you should enter and leave bus lanes to pick up or drop off passengers? Park and wait in bus lanes as long now. enter and leave the basket in the most direct and safe way, enter and leave the basket in the most indirect and unsafe way. Now this is the one, directly in and directly out. Number 33, if a passenger becomes aggressive or violent, who should you contact immediately and give them the passenger full name and address if you know it? In your is TfL your operator, your friend. TfL obviously has got nothing to do with, because they cannot do anything against a passenger. Either you go to a police, yeah, or your operator. So it's the best first point of contact is always operator, then you go to police if you need to, and etc. Your friend obviously you can talk to calm down, but this is not the first point of contact. As a driver, you may have to transport children or adults who are at risk. Which ones of the following are correct? Select two answers again. You may come into contact with the passenger that are being trafficked, exploited, abused, or who are in need of help in some other ways. Yes, this is one. Keeping them safe from harm and abuse is the responsibility of social workers. No, it's everybody's responsibility, which it automatically make this one the correct answer. Your behavior with all passengers, including children, adults at risk, is appropriate and professional at all times. Now, these are the questions that comes from outside the handbook, and we have put some of them together by talking to our students, and obviously you'll find them. They keep on confirming. This one is not part. This question is not part of this mock test, but it is there. This is a very common one. They ask you what is the daily charge of ULEZ, which is 1250, and what is the operating hours. So in another mock test we have covered it. In here they're asking me a question: which vehicle need to pay the ULEZ charge unless exempt? Which vehicle needs to pay the ULEZ charge unless exempt? So the answer is here. This is the long one. Cars, motorcycle, and etc. up to this many tons and minibuses is there. This one. This is the answer. They might paraphrase the sentence, though be careful. And again, people have confirmed this has come in the exam. Again, same paragraph, but different question. That this time is which vehicles do not need to pay. Again, this one, the lorries and etc. This is probably because they don't have ULEZ compliance of this vehicle available at the moment. So before we finish, quick tip is that if you are not very efficient with your fill in the blanks, my advice is to skip to the multiple choice and then answer these questions and then go back like here, previous questions, or flag them. If you start flagging, it will be too many. So skip through again very quickly and then answer then you start answering the fill in the blanks. So first multiple choice, so you don't miss out, because a lot of people are lost in fill in the blanks and they cannot come back and finish it. So let's see. Hopefully we didn't make any mistake. Yeah, 100%. So it's done. So again, if you want access to this mock test, they're available on our website. As we have said at the beginning, there will be some additions. So we're looking to take our question numbers up to 700 and mock test to 25 within this week. And also, if you want some training, class-based training, we'll have online training available soon, and also you can come to our computer-based facility. Lastly, don't forget to like, comment, and share these videos with others who may benefit from this, and also subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for your